Hello, everybody. This is Martha Hines with Living the One Light. So, in this video today, the spirit world is asking me essentially to make a video to help us, including myself, drop into a channeled message, actually, which I don't tend to do on these videos. I tend to do that more in the gatherings that I hold. But that's what's wanting to come through. And what I'm feeling them wanting to do is really give us a starting place, like a centering, grounding, rooting place to start this year from. And after I channel, I will also talk about some of the themes that I'm feeling in the astrology coming up as we're entering 2023. And and then also I'll talk about the things that I'm offering this year, especially this spring and then leading into the summer, which are related to what I'm getting told in my praying. And yeah, what I'm feeling really strongly is needed in this time. So before I begin the channeling, I'll just briefly say some of the themes that have been coming through that are feeling so alive in the astrology, but in particular in my own, what comes through in my praying is in this time, a lot of us are having these awakening experiences, and I've been interacting with a lot of you who that's true for. And so my role is to be holding a space that is as supportive of that as possible. And so one of the huge themes that keeps coming up is the need for community. And I see that reflected, of course, in Pluto being about to enter Aquarius. It's going to, go into 0 degrees Aquarius and then retrograde back into Capricorn this year. But it's going to touch into that Aquarian energy. And part of that Aquarian energy is this idea that we're all equals, that we're all doing this together, that we're in community, that we need community, there's power in community, and that the change that our world is trying to birth is going to be done as a collective, not so much. I mean, certainly the individual work is really important too, but I keep getting called over and over and over again to really focus a lot of my work on more collective and group focused things. So, and make things very accessible price wise and all of that. So I'll say more about that toward the end of the video, but I'm just feeling like I needed to name that before I begin anything because it feels super extra important. And I've made other videos that some of you have watched on my own, on my YouTube channel, but then also, I was on a panel for EA Zoom meeting, and I've talked about my sense of the astrology of 2023 in various ways in these other videos. So I'm not going to repeat all of it, but there are certain themes that keep feeling so important. And one of them is that need for community. Another one, which I'll talk more about after I channel, or maybe it'll come through as I'm channeling too, is this incredibly crucial need for us to remember ourselves as Earth. And then the need for us to stay really grounded, rooted, aligned in ourselves as Earth, the divine source, and our own hearts. Yeah, and so much more. So I will say more after the spirits get to say whatever they want to say. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, feel free to when I'm listening to these kind of videos, I tend to, be cleaning my kitchen or cooking for my kids or driving or whatever, and that's totally fine. I don't think they're going to lead us into a really deep dive channeled guided thing the way that they'd normally do in my gatherings. But if you do feel called to lie down or sit down and get really comfortable, I can feel the energy is going to be very, very, I want to say intoxicating. That's what I'm feeling coming on. So feel free to do whatever you need to do to, be in whatever situation feels best for you. All right. See you soon. So yes, hello and welcome. We are here to help guide you to soften your way into the year 2023 and beyond. And whenever you're listening to this video, maybe even multiple times, is just right and perfect for you. So just like Martha said, we have a few reminders we would love to give to your body, give to your psyche and your soul. Offer to your spirit. And help you to ground, radically align, clear, remember who you actually are, which is the earth herself, the light of the earth, the body of the earth, the energy, the love, the pure love of the earth herself. And the light and the consciousness and the beingness of Source itself, of the divine. You are the light and the body of the earth. You are the light and the beingness of Source itself. You are the light and the spark of the divine as you, in your own heart, in your own being, the essence of who you are and beyond, as all things, as infinity itself. So at this time, as in all times, but especially we want to speak to this moment, there is like a crack opening, as though if you're in an egg and there's a crack starting to form where the being that is you might be ready to emerge in a new and different way. So this crack is maybe something you're feeling individually, and it's also something ready and ripe in the collective field for many of you, and increasingly many of you over the next time span of days, weeks, months, years. As many of you can feel, and you already know, you're here to awaken and have a lifetime where you are maybe the most awake and conscious of yourself as a soul divine being that you've had in many lifetimes, or actually in other lifetimes in other dimensions on this planet or in other places. You've had infinite existences where you are completely awake and aware of yourself as a being of the divine, as a being of source, as a being of the planet Earth, or whatever realms in the time-space continuum you might be inhabiting at a given moment. And actually, the reality is you are inhabiting infinite realities, infinite dimensions, infinite spaces and times, all at the same time, of course. So in your lifetimes on Earth, a lot of the experience on Earth is like being inside the shell of the egg, where a lot of that reality of infinity gets sort of shadowed or sheltered or insulated. And in this lifetime, maybe you have lived, most of us have lived inside that eggshell. And yet that's not how you're meant to live this whole lifetime. There's nothing wrong with living a lifetime that's entirely inside that shell. It can be very beautiful, very loving. It can be a wonderful life. And if that's the case for you, that is absolutely perfect. If you're feeling, however, as though you are noticing a shift, a crack in that eggshell, or maybe the top of that eggshell is already completely flown off of you, then you are almost undoubtedly meant to be and choosing to be living this lifetime fully, completely aware and awake of yourself as a being of Earth, a being of the cosmos, a being of the divine, a manifestation of Source itself, and the entirety of infinity and all of Source itself. You, as one being and as all beings. So this awakening can happen instantaneously, because the reality of it is actually just instant. It just is. There's no time and there's no space. It just exists. So it might happen for you instantaneously, and it might happen for you gradually over time. There is a tendency in life on Earth to want to go back into that eggshell. It can feel more comforting. more familiar, and that's completely fine. There's no rush. The chick will emerge when it's ready. The butterfly needs its time in the chrysalis. It is not a good idea to rush anything. It's extremely important to be gentle, slow, careful, loving, and so deeply compassionate with yourself and with all of life itself. You're doing perfectly exactly where you are and who you are in this moment and in every single moment. It's completely okay. So, as you're entering the year 2023 and beyond, more and more and more and more of you are having this experience of waking up to who you are, of having this eggshell crack and then open all the way even. So we are here to hold your hand, to hold you, to be here, to support you in this experience. That is our entire job and our entire role, and Martha's job and her entire role on the planet at this time, in addition to, of course, her caring for her own children and her own family. But otherwise, this is her mission, this is our mission, and you each have your own mission that's related as well. So as you're entering this time, this year, as you're moving through this journey, forward on your journey, we want to offer you a few reminders, a few things that may feel supportive or helpful to you as you are navigating this experience of that egg being cracked or coming unglued, as you maybe feel a call to emerge or even just look around without this eggshell on you for even a minute, a second, 5 seconds. So this experience can feel very disconcerting. It can feel very disorienting. It can feel scary. A lot of grief can even come up. It can be beautiful. It can be ecstatic. It can be all of these things and more all at the same time. And we talk more about this in the book, Living the One Light, and Gaia Speaks and Cosmos Speaks. And if those books call to you, then they're meant for you. And if not, then maybe they're not as well. But the reminders we want to give you here and now are number one, it is extremely important, like we said, to be gentle, to feel held, to feel nurtured, to come back into a relaxed place in your body, in your physical body, in your etheric body, in your soul body, in your spirit, in your being. It's extremely important in this time to have a focus and intention of nurturing yourself, allowing your nervous system to be healed, to be held, to be restored, to come back to its natural state of being, which is a balanced, healthy, easeful, aligned, grounded, open, flowing state of being. And then number two, going along with this need for the healing of the nervous system, is then what naturally can occur so much more easily when your nervous system is healing and healed in this healing state of being. Then you can drop into your body completely and fully. And you can drop into your connection as Earth, your connection as the light of the Earth, the light of the heart of Earth, the light of and the physical body of the body of Earth. And you can drop into the alignment not only with the Earth, but also with yourself as Source itself. And your alignment as your own light, your own heart. So that you are then radically grounded, completely, fully aligned, rooted as Source, Earth, your own being, your own heart. And then number three, you can also fully clear your body, clear your system of anything and everything that is not fully aligned as you, as Source, you as the heart of the light of the heart of Earth, you as the light of your own being, your own heart, and you as radically grounded, radically rooted, aligned, and so deeply relaxed. Relaxed into this being of you that is Source, that is all things, that is the love, the infinite love, the eros, the light, the beingness of infinity, the infinite, incredible, all-knowing wisdom of the divine, of Source itself, of the light of the heart of Earth itself, and of the light of your own being, your own infinite divine wisdom that is you, that is literally what you are made of. You are constructed of the intelligence of the divine. There are no answers out there that are not simply you. And then one more reminder we would love to give you also as you're entering this time and as you're perhaps feeling yourself in that egg, maybe emerging or considering emerging or being on the verge of that shell cracking, or wherever you are in your own soul journey, you are absolutely who you are meant to be. Your gifts, your talents, your wisdom, your voice are perfect. They are equal to absolutely, literally everything and everyone else in infinity. They are crucial. They are needed. And again, wherever you are in this journey, wherever you are in your own way of knowing or being in this process, is exactly right for you. Do not rush it. And also do not feel like you need to know any answers of anything beyond this exact moment. Your role and your job, if you are in that egg and you are wherever you are in that awakening process, is simply to be in that moment in the process. If you think about a butterfly inside the chrysalis, you know scientifically if you disrupt the chrysalis before the butterfly is ready, it will not work. So you, as that butterfly, do not need to worry about where you're going to fly to once you emerge as the butterfly. Just simply be exactly in the moment where you happen to be. And as most things in life, you could be experiencing this experience of being that butterfly in infinite versions of that chrysalis experience. You could be, in some parts of you, experiencing yourself as a caterpillar. You could be experiencing yourself in any moment of entering that chrysalis or being in it or being the goop inside the chrysalis or having the imaginal cells forming various parts of the butterfly, or having that chrysalis then open, or maybe you're also the butterfly already soaring at the same time that you're a caterpillar. There's no one linear way of doing this. Again, you exist throughout all of time, throughout all of space, in infinite dimensions, infinite locations, and infinite existences all at once. You are infinity. You are source itself. You are the divine. You are the earth, and you are all other beings of existence. You are simply light and deep, passionate, life-giving love. Eros. That is who you are. Forever and ever and ever and ever, literally. So we offer these reminders to you. We offer this sense of soothing, coming back into your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that is relaxed and open and healing where your body functions are soothing, grounding. Your digestion can be slow and just enjoyable. Your breathing can be just exactly at the right rate for you. Your heart can be strong and yet gentle. Your whole being, your whole nervous system can relax, let go, trust in your own intentions, trust in this reality that you are here. If you're feeling the call, you absolutely are here to awaken, to be fully awake, and to be held as you awaken and as you become fully awake and aware of all of who you are. And as you emerge as that butterfly and bring your incredible, exquisite beauty and the love that you are, the wisdom, the deep, infinite knowing wisdom that you are, into this world, into the consciousness and the awareness of this planet that needs you so deeply. Exactly as who you are, exactly as how you are. And so it is. Amen. Okay. So all right. I hope that felt good for you. Felt good for me. Yeah, now I need to reorient. Okay. So yeah, this in terms of what I am feeling and being called to do and to hold space for in the world this year, especially I'll speak mostly to the first half of this year because that's more of what I'm being shown at this moment. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there's this theme of this need for community. And also, like I already said, part of that for sure is Pluto going to be entering Aquarius in March, just briefly, for, little blip, and then it'll go back into Capricorn. But the spirit world is adamant that for those of us in this awakening process, or just in life in general, healing really needs community. So as I've been working with people individually, I love to work individually, but I sit with someone and I feel like, okay, this person is amazing. This person certainly can benefit from what I can do one-on-one. And I will keep doing one-on-one work, but what do they really need? Over and over again, I keep feeling like what they, and I would say even I, really need is community. The individual work is really important. We should keep doing it. And I keep seeing and feeling how we need structures, we need ways, we need circles to keep coming back to that offer us a structure that, a one-on-one session, or a therapist, or whatever it is that's being done individually, while it absolutely has its place and is really crucial. And again, I'm going to keep offering that, but it can only go so far, in a sense. And so anyway, so a big part of what I'm going to be holding this year is a lot of group oriented things in various ways. Name what some of those are. One is I'm going to keep, so every Friday, the first 3 Fridays of the month, I'm going to be holding group circles. The first Friday of the month is going to be deep. And the purpose of the deep peace and healing circles is, first of all, certainly to come together in community, but it's really about what the spirits keep talking about, is this need to heal our nervous system. So that those deep peace and healing circles are really focused on helping to heal the nervous system and help our bodies come into our parasympathetic nervous system. And I made lots and lots of videos about all of that. So if you have questions about that, reach out, but there's lots in some of my other videos about all of that. So that's the first Friday of every month. The second Friday of every month is going to be a new thing which I haven't offered before, but it's very, very centered on this need for community. So I'm going to be holding what the spirit world is calling divine chrysalis witness and sharing circles. And those are going to be free for anybody who is involved with me. And essentially, if you're paying me for anything, you can come to these sharing circles for free in that month. And if you're part of the membership, it's going to be added as a new free thing as part of the membership. So, and if you're not involved in anything I'm doing, you're also welcome to come. I'll charge, for that circle. If you want to come, just to come to that circle, that's also great. But if you're involved in literally anything and you're paying me for anything, those are going to be free. Because I just feel really strongly that this spring, essentially January through June, I'm going to be holding those for free for any of you involved in anything I'm doing, because they keep saying we need community, and I'm really getting told to just make that as accessible as humanly possible within the confines of the reality that, I'm a mom with 2 kids and I need to support them. So I can't make it just free to anybody and everybody, because I need to support myself and my family, but I really do want to make it as easeful and accessible to as many people as possible. And I'm also going to keep those small. So if many of you want to come, I will make a second one available in the month also. I want to keep those circles to like between 6 and 12 people each. So yeah, I will, even if it's free for you, I will ask you to register just so I can keep track of how many people are coming. My other circle, so the deep peace and healing circle, can have as many people as want to come to that. That's totally fine. I'm not necessarily going to keep those teeny tiny, although they do tend to be not that huge. And the deep peace and healing circle is going to be recorded, as it has been, and you can come to that live, or you can have it later. The witness and sharing circle, the second thing I was talking about, is not going to be recorded, and it's going to be just, I will hold the space. I will probably start with a grounding, guided, channeled something to make a container, a safe container of around the group. But it really won't be me talking very much. It's going to be a time for you to be witnessed, and for there to be sharing and witnessing in community, in a community space. In all of my gatherings, I keep wishing there was more time for me to just hear people. So that's what this is. And yeah, I'm really excited about it, because as the spirit world just said, and also is very, 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 very relevant to, again, that Aquarian energy and Pluto entering Aquarius, is that it's crucial. It feels so crucial for me to keep saying and to keep coming back to the reality that each of us, the wisdom that is needing to come through each of us, is equally needed, equally important, equally valuable. So my role is not to simply, impart wisdom. I have my own version of, yes, I am here to be a conduit of certain wisdom, but so are you. So these sharing and witness circles, again, on the second Friday of the month, every month, are a time for you to just be seen and be held, and for us to learn from each other. What is that wisdom that's coming through you? I really, truly want to know. I really want time. I want set aside time to hear you. And really, yeah, I hope you will join me for that, because I'm really excited about that. Then on the third Friday of the month, every month, is going to be the Infinite Soul Wisdom Gathering. So those I've also been holding every month, and those will also be recorded, and those are free for anybody in my membership as well. So now if you're paying, if you're part of the membership starting at the $22 a month level, which is, what it starts at, you'll actually get 2 free gatherings a month. The one on the second Friday of the month and the one on the third Friday of the month will be included in any membership you're doing with me. And you can come just one time, just once what am I trying to say? You can come 1 month at a time too. Yes. Without being part of the membership, that's fine. So the purpose of the Soul Wisdom Gathering is, again, to gather in community, but it's really a time when I channel a message that's wanting to come through from the spirit world, sort of similar to what I just did in this video. But they typically have a very specific spiritual tool that they're wanting to convey that's relevant to the astrology of that moment, and that they feel is really needed by the people who are going to feel called to be there. So the theme every month for those Soul Wisdom gatherings changes, and yeah, so those circles are really more about me being the channel and letting through whatever wisdom is wanting to come through me. And those are recorded. You can be there live, or you can have the recording, or both. And any number of people can come to that gathering. So yeah, okay. So those are my Fridays. And then I am also starting a goddess series with Verena Burrell at the end of January. We're really excited about that. That is going to be a monthly deep dive into one goddess at a time through the whole year of 2023. And that's a time to really go deeply into, we're going to start with Persephone. So for a whole month, we're going to deep dive into Persephone. We're going to have a meeting, first a workshop near the new moon each month to learn about the archetype of that goddess, to learn about her mythology, but then really the point is not so much to just learn it and repeat it, but it's actually to learn about the energy, and then go into a channeled, guided experience of re-becoming that energy, because we are all of them, right? So, and similarly, the wisdom of these goddesses, so many of us are feeling them alive in our bodies. Like I've heard from so many of you, right, who say the goddesses are talking to me, or this particular goddess, like Diana, has been so alive for me. Or one of you wrote to me the other day, Iris is really alive for some people. And just various goddesses are really wanting to re-emerge in our world, and it's a crucial part of the healing of our planet right now. So actually, one of the next books that I'm working on is that I'm channeling in the Living the One Light series is called The Goddesses Speak. And so this goddess series is based on essentially on Goddesses Speak. I'll be revising Goddesses Speak through the year as we do the series, and then I'm guessing I'll probably release Goddesses Speak sometime in 2024, my guess. But it's mostly written, and I will be sharing portions of it throughout the year with people in this goddess series. And yeah, there's more information out there about this goddess. I'll put the link to the goddess series here in the video. But it's going to be really beautiful. We're starting with Persephone in January, then we're going to, oh, sorry, and I didn't say. So on the new moon, we'll have a workshop to dive deep into that particular goddess, like Persephone, which is what we're starting with. Then at the full moon, so we'll have time from the new moon to the full moon to personally, go into, okay, we just learned about Persephone. Now, how does that land in my body? How do I see this energy of Persephone as me showing up in my life? Or what did I learn about myself? Or what grief did it bring up? Or what anger? Or what emotions? What ecstasy? Whatever it is. Where did this journey of me as Persephone go as the new moon is, building into the full moon? And there will be an online forum where we can share with each other what comes up for us during the month with that goddess. And then at the full moon, we'll have a sharing circle about that particular goddess. And again, to let the wisdom of these goddesses come through as each of us. Because again, going back to what I said about my philosophy of kind of life in general, is that I'm not here to impart the wisdom, although I have my own role as doing that, but we all do, we each do. So the stories I've heard from people, for example, Verena and I held a Diana workshop in September, and I heard a lot of your Diana stories when we were doing that, and whoa, I can't even pretend to replicate the amazingness of your journeys. And it's so awe-inspiring and nourishing to me and deeply moving to me, honestly, to hear your experiences, the healing that's happening, the wisdom that's coming through each of us is just like I could cry, truly. So, so the purpose of those sharing circles for the goddess series, again, is to allow this wisdom to emerge. What is Persephone moving through us as a collective, through you individually, through me individually? How is this reemergence of Persephone, or whatever goddess we're focusing on that month, how does this help our world to heal? Because they are here to help us heal. It's absolutely no doubt, right? And I see that when I look at the astrology of these goddesses too, even just looking at the astrology of this coming year. Verena and I made a whole video just on the goddesses through 2023. So if you want to hear more about that, definitely watch that video. It's really, really fascinating, really moving to see how the goddesses are playing out in our cosmos and the role that they play. And they typically get overlooked in astrology, which is not cool. I'm not okay with that. But there's, lots of work being done by lots of people to help them come back into the world. And so Verena and I are feeling called to be a part of that. And I know lots of you are feeling called to be a part of that too. So if that calls to you, please, we would love to have you join us for that Goddess series. And then two more things. One is in March, I am going to be hosting a group of amazing women who are each incredibly experienced and expert in their own ways around this idea of helping us to heal our nervous systems. So we're going to be hosting, I'll say more about this as it gets closer, but in the end of March, I'm going to be hosting a 2-day online virtual retreat, and then other supportive resources also, which is going to be called something along the lines of the Divine Peace Garden online retreat. And so the idea with this is that there's this group of, right now there's 11 of us. I think there's going to be one more. I think there's going to be 12 of us, but at the moment it's 11 practitioners of various kinds, therapists, sound healers, a Buddhist teacher, aromatherapy practitioner, a naturopath, a group of us who have a complementary set of skills around helping us to heal our nervous systems, helping us to come out of that fight or flight mode of being that most or many of us have been in, understandably, in this world, and to give us really practical guidance and tools for, over time, really soothing our nervous systems and retraining. Our bodies need to be retrained to not immediately go into that fight or flight mode. We need to be trained to slow down and feel held, feel safe, feel okay. So the idea with that is that it's going to be this, the image I have of it is it's as though you walk into a divine peace garden, like you're on a piece of land. This is my dream life, right? This piece, a beautiful land. And we have this incredible relationship with this land. And there's this peace garden that's been created and cultivated by many of us as a collective. And so you walk into this garden, walk onto the land, you walk into this garden, and you sit down, you get welcomed by the 11 women there, and then all the rest of the people there. And you just can choose a spot and lie down and enjoy, 2 days of being held and being in beauty and being soothed and letting the spirit world heal you and get whatever you need in that time. And and then there's going to be more that we'll offer even after the retreat, but I'll say again more about that later. And then the other thing I want to talk about really briefly is in June, I will be hosting the second year of Rebecoming the One. So I'm calling it Rebecoming the One 2023. And if you didn't see Rebecoming the One 2022, it's still available. It's available indefinitely for free. And so Rebecoming the One 2022 and Rebecoming the One 2023 are both focused on exploring various ways of healing our relationships to gender and sexuality, which again is, very, very crucial to our healing of our planet on every single level, and a huge part of what the spirit world is calling me to hold space for as we are moving into this awakening time and doing really crucial healing in our inner selves and between, with each other and in our world. So Again, I will say more about that as well. But I'm also, for those of you who were part of Rebecoming the One 2022, some of you were really vocal with me about what moved you about it, what worked for you, what didn't. And that was so helpful. So one of the things that's extremely important to me as I'm going into planning Rebecoming the One 2023, again, this Aquarian group mentality, you know, the fact that we're all in this together, we're all equally needed, our voices are all equally important and equally needed, is that I would really love your input into planning Rebecoming the One 2023. I really mean that. Like, I'm very sincere with that. So I am holding a free gathering next Tuesday, January 10th. I'm recording this video today on Tuesday, January 3rd, so a week from today. And so if you happen to be hearing this video before January 10th, if you are interested and would like to attend that free gathering to help me hear from you, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what would you like to see more of, what would you like to see less of in this June's coming, you know, Rebecoming the One 2023, I would really love your input. So, and so that's going to be Tuesday, January 10th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to have input and you're not available then, please email me and I will also send out a survey, because it's extremely important to me that this year feels like we're all in this together. And so that starts with the way I'm planning it. Truly. I have various ideas about how to make that happen, but you know, it's likely to be pretty big again. And so it's hard to have tons and tons of interaction when there's, you know, thousands of people involved with it. But it's really important for me to find ways to help people feel like your voices are included, your voices are heard, your voices are part of the solution, because that's the only way this healing is going to happen. It's not by hearing talking heads. It's by us each connecting one-on-one and in these groups together. And so yeah, I have various ideas about how to help that feel that way for everyone and to really be that way for everyone. Yeah. And I think that's all I had to say. Please reach out with any questions. Please reach out with any requests. Okay, I'm just checking in. Is there anything else I'm supposed to say in this video? There's so much more I want to say. It's just, yeah, I think it's most of what's coming up for me has already been said in some of my other videos, and I will keep making videos, so I'll say more in other videos too. But yeah, this again, as we're moving into 2023, the big themes I'm feeling are this emphasis on needing to ground, align, clear, heal, soothe our nervous systems, remember ourselves as Earth. That's crucial. And I will be doing more with that throughout the year too. I'm feeling like maybe in the fall I'll have like a specific focus on that, but I haven't planned that yet. But it's gonna permeate everything I'm doing for sure. It's extremely tied into how we can heal our nervous system. Is absolutely one component, is remembering ourselves as Earth, coming back to the rhythm of the Earth itself, co-regulating with the Earth. So there'll be way more around all of that very soon. Yeah. Oh, and one last thing is I am feeling so drawn to and called to speak about Eros too. Eros keeps coming up, and I'm going to be doing a free talk with EA Zoom this Thursday. If you happen to hear this talk before January 5th, I will be doing a free talk on the goddess asteroid Estrella on January 5th with EA Zoom meetings. But then that talk will be available on my YouTube channel. I'll link to it on my YouTube channel. But then next month, what I'm feeling called to speak to is the asteroid Eros. Eros is calling to me so strongly. And when I'm looking at him in various people's charts, fascinating the way that Eros plays out, especially in relationship to Mars and Venus, and the way that, like, not only, I mean, Eros certainly I associate with sexuality for sure, for sure, but it's really the divine, the energy of divine source, creative life force, life-giving energy. And yes, it's very crucial. And one thing I'm noticing, I keep wondering, why is this coming up so strongly? Well, I'm about to have my Eros return. So my Eros happens to be at 24 degrees of Sagittarius, and Eros, the transiting Eros, happens to currently be at 13 Sagittarius. So I think that's part of why I'm personally feeling called to it. But Eros is coming up to the galactic center. So my Eros happens to be basically on the galactic center, but our transiting Eros also is coming to the galactic center. And the galactic center is what we rotate around. We rotate around the sun, but really our galaxy is rotating around the galactic center. So to have Eros coming up to the galactic center, to me, feels like this moment, this opening, it's really powerful opening and aligning this remembering of the ultimate meaning of our sacred sexuality. What does that actually mean? What is the purpose of the sexual life force, creative energy that is us? And this could be just me because of where my Eros happens to be, is right at the galactic center. But I think it's true on a collective level too. Well, the real ultimate reality of this erotic energy is that we are source itself. So there's something really strongly calling to me in this Eros energy. So I'll be doing a free talk on EA Zoom next. So I'm assuming it'll probably be in February on Eros. And then I'm feeling called to do a free talk also on EA Zoom on a reframing of Saturn, probably in March, as actually I'm getting it why, because as Saturn is entering Pisces, there's this opportunity to reframe our concept of Saturn. So I have a whole lot to say about that. If you're interested in any of those topics, please reach out to me, let me know. And if you would like to be there live, I would love to have you there live. If you want to volunteer to have me look at your chart in one of those free talks, certainly reach out to me, and I will do what I can with that. And make sure you're on my email list if you want to keep updated on when those will be. So you can sign up for my email list if you're not already on it at livingtheonelight.com. And if you're interested in anything I've just spoken to, please reach out to me and make sure you're on that email list, but also just email me directly so I can be sure to know that you're interested, and then to know that you want to. I'll do my best to keep you updated personally if, yes. So, but I just love to know what is alive for people with any and everything I just mentioned. Okay. I think that's everything for this moment. Wonderful. livingtheonelight.com. My email is livingtheonelight@gmail.com. And sending you so much love and blessings as we enter this year of 2023 and beyond. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being in my life. I really love to hear from you, and I will talk with you soon.